Welcome to the DK His, as you know what we talking about. Welcome to the DK His, that's what we gonna run our mouth. Hey y'all, just a little disclaimer. Everything is for entertainment purposes only. Everything is alleged. I don't know none of these people. I'm just giving my thoughts, my opinions, predictions on what I think I see and know and hear. And I want you to do the same down in the comment section. So don't take everything too seriously, but only with a grain of salt, because we be chefing it up in this kitchen. And welcome, glad to have you. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you've been here a couple of times, we'd love to have you in the fam bam. Hey y'all, what's up? We're here to talk about it, give some relationship advice, talk about relationships. One thing in relationships that I find that you definitely need to have a successful relationship, whether it's toxic or not. This one key element, this one key thing. And let me know down below, what is your ideal things that or the one thing that you feel like you have to have in for a relationship to work or have a successful relationship. Okay, first of all, the one thing I do feel like is communication. Now, I do feel like women do communicate more than men most times, and I don't feel like a man has to communicate as much as a woman to give communication. I just feel like you have to have a person be able to be clear about what they want and express that to you. Just like Blueface was trying to have a conversation, shout out to him, with Rock, and he was asking her what he was doing that made her mad, and he kept asking her this over and over, which showed that he was concerned and he cared. But she was getting madder and madder, and she refused to tell him. But she did say a little bit of the fact of what she expected, but it was very vague. Like, I mean, communication, like, if you don't like something that I'm doing, tell me specifically what is it that you don't like that I'm doing so I don't do it. That kind of communication. Not like, oh, we got to talk for hours, we got to talk for 2 hours. I'm not talking like that, even though that's good if that's the kind of relationship that you have. But what I'm saying is just of the dynamic of how men and women usually are. Men don't normally communicate as much as women. A lot of times men will be silent. I remember one of my relationships did not work out because the man was so uncommunicative. Like, I couldn't read his mind. It almost felt like I was reading his mind. Now, true enough, when you're really in sync with a person, you really in tune with a person, sometimes you can kind of start to read each other or know what the person's thinking. Sometimes I heard of that happening. But what I'm saying is, like, and sometimes I even be feeling like that. I ain't gonna lie. I be wanting my partner to know what I need or what I'm thinking or what I want or what I'm feeling. Like, I do be having that. Like, use those superpowers on me, love. And then sometimes that can actually be a thing, like I said, especially if y'all really locked in and y'all really been in it for a minute. Y'all got to know each other. Excuse me. But if you are not locked in, communication is going to be one of those main things and factors that's going to help you have a successful relationship. And basically telling the partner what you want, what you don't want out of a relationship, whether it's hugs, love, more or less sex. Like, you have to be vocal about the things that you want. That has to be communicated right up front to where nobody can feel like, oh, I didn't know that that's what you were looking for and I can't provide that and I could have told you that then as opposed to now. Like, that's the kind of communication that I'm talking about. Because I don't like a man who talks too much, but I do like a man who talks, if that makes sense. And it probably doesn't make sense, and that's okay, because I'm really not going to elaborate on it too much. But I do remember having a relationship with a guy, and one reason why I really fell off with him because he talked too much. Like, first of all, we're not even together and you talking more than me. And I'm a person, I can talk for hours. I can keep talking henceforth while I did a talk show on DK His House, if that makes sense, because I do like to hear myself talk. But I do like a man who can talk. But this stuff he was talking about was very much, first of all, fluff. And I told him to his face several times, like, we're on the phone, because he would go hours and hours, bro. And then when I'm ready to go, because first of all, he got a whole nother situation. Like, why are you on the phone with me? Really? So I told him that too. But it's just like the fact of he would just talk about nothing. Like, it was nothing about how we can make money, nothing about how we can progress our futures, nothing about how we can get better, nothing about nothing too much. Because if it was about something or something that was related to me or something that was productive to my life or his life, making it better or needing some advice, I'm with you on that. I can help you with that. It was basically just to hear me breathe, I feel. And that used to annoy me because, first of all, I have other stuff I can be doing. Second of all, like I said, you got a whole situation. Get on the phone, talk to that situation. Don't really talk to me. Thirdly of all, it was just wasting my time. And I really had to be rude and like, shut up. Like, you talk too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody gives a fudge. And I had to just basically like let them know that I didn't care. Now, if it had been very intelligent conversation, stuff that's mind provoking, can move me forward, can give me what I need, so it can take me to the next level, can help me and you at the same time, build, grow, prosper, prosperity. Like, I can pretty much talk about that a lot longer. Okay, don't get it twisted. I even recently a man told me that he cries. Okay, I'm all for a man who cries. I don't have a problem with it. I'm sorry. But I do prefer that not to be the first conversation that we have. Because if you tell me that first off, you let me know that you are going to cry a lot. That's the impression that I'm getting. But at least you were able to communicate that to me. So I appreciate that. But at the same time, crying can be a form of manipulation. Some people cry and they don't really be real tears. Some people can cry on the spot. Some people just cry to be crying. People cry for sympathy. Like, if you crying in my face, I don't give a fudge. You can leave me the freak alone and I'm moving on. Period. So save your cries with somebody who cares. I'm going to let you cry like 1 or 2 times. But after that, like, what are we doing? Cry by yourself, or maybe 3. But if you're a person that's always crying, especially when I'm about to leave, or especially when you're not getting your way, like, that's manipulative. And we're not going to do that. We're not about to do that. But the fact that they communicated that to me, I was able to assess if that's something I wanted to deal with or able to deal with, move around and support it. But we were just really just vibing. It really wasn't nothing. Like I said, I'm literally just talking to a person, getting to know them. But in finding out, like, a lot of people don't meet my criteria is what I'm looking for anyway. So it's like, I didn't even like wasting my time. But, for fun, a cheap thrill, something to entertain. But I'm really over thrilled because my life is a thrill at this point. And I thrill myself by myself. So, but anyway, so yeah. If you are not able to communicate what you want, whether it's who does what responsibilities around the house, who's doing what in the relationship, what you can't take from a relationship, like, or you refuse to accept from a relationship. Like, I just can't accept smoking. Like, if you're smoking around me, it's not going to work, because literally the way my lung capacity is set up, I want them to last and prosper and live for a long time. Even weed or any of that hookah, I really prefer it not to be around me, but I can do hookah more around me than anything else. But that's something you need to communicate with your person or somebody you're interested in dating. Or if you don't like something that was said, instead of whining about it, making a weird face about it, just be like, look, I really didn't like when you came at me like this. You said this. You may not have meant nothing by it, but I just want to let you know how it made me feel. And then the other person can be like, you know what? I didn't mean nothing by it. I really was just trying to give you a compliment. I was really trying to boost your head or this and this and that, like anything. It could be anything, but you could take it the wrong way. And that's why communication is important, so you can iron out the kinks and get a full understanding what the real is, and not the faking what you think it is. Well, as always, thank you for stopping by at the His House for your last tea, entertainment, and gossip and predictions. And we will definitely have more. So definitely come back and see us. And if you want to be notified, hit that bell and also subscribe, especially if you've been here before. Come back again and again. But subscribe and join the fam bam. We'd love to have you. And if you liked anything that was said on today or even made you laugh, joke, think, ponder, make sure you hit that thumbs up or that like button, especially if you agree or disagree. And comment down below.